Hello, welcome to your new moon, August 30th, pick a card reading and charm reading as well. So we're going to do this the same way we did the last time. I have the Universal Waite, Vivid Journey, and Tarot of the Old Path, and then also I have the Divine Energy Oracle deck. So I'm going to get a couple of cards from each deck, whatever pops out, into each pile, and then we'll go through your reading. As usual, I will timestamp it in the first comment and pin the comment so that you can find whichever one you pick. So I usually will show you the shuffle because maybe something happens during the shuffle that draws you to that stack. So we're going to do stack number 1. Let me move these out of the way here. Okay, we're going to do stack number 1, Universal. And then we're going to do stack number 2 with the Tarot of the Old Path. And the Universal Waite, those ones just jumped right out. Let's see. Any messages for the new moon, August 30th? Sorry. Any messages? New moon, August 30th. Taking that one. Okay, the journey. Any messages for the new moon, August 30th? Those are drawn to the stack of cards. Okay, let's go the other way. Okay, those are our cards. And then we're going to get an oracle card as well. Messages for the new moon, August 30th. Another good shuffle where I'm actually in frame. These are a hard shuffle. Okay, that one there. Alright, we're going to move on to stack number 2. Universal Waite. If you're just finding my channel, my name is Melissa, and I do readings. I also do Metaphysical Monday, and I missed a couple of Metaphysical Mondays because kids went back to school and there was just a lot going on, and yeah, life happens. But we will get back into that next week. I also messages for the new moon, August 30th. I also started doing some like fun topical kind of readings. Doing that top one there. Check those out. I'm gonna start. I have a list going of celebrities or well-known figures that have passed on. Connecting those, or we're gonna call those kind of like a spirit readings. That's what I'm gonna call it. I think. I mean, if it even needs a name. Any messages for the new moon? Okay. Messages for the new moon. Sit on that one. And Tarot of the Old Path. But yeah, if you're interested in checking those out, click on the channel and see what you find that might suit your fancy. Messages for the new moon, August 30th. Those who choose the stack of cards. Okay. That one there. Flip it around. One more. There we go. Oh, okay. All face up so you know what we're looking at, but sure. We'll take them. The message is needed. All right, and an oracle card for stack number 2 regarding the new moon. Okay, there we go. I think that might actually be 2 cards. We'll see when we get there. And then we're going to move on to stack number 3. I'm going to start this one off with Vivid Journey. Messages for the new moon, August 30th. Okay. That is just way too many cards. This one separated itself. You probably saw what it was. I think that one needs to be read. Messages for the new moon, August 30th. Okay, that one wants to fall. I'm going to let it. These cards are very slippery, so it's hard to tell. Okay, that one went straight to the stack. Anywhere? All right, there we go. It's hard to tell when they are just from shuffling and being slippery or if it's actually a message, but I think we got our message there. Any messages regarding the new moon, August 30th? This upcoming new cycle. I'm told to stop there. Okay. Yeah, no. Alright. Any messages for the new moon, August 30th? For those who choose stack number 3, that one. I'm hearing more. Okay, that one. Yeah. And an oracle card for stack number 3. Stack number 3 regarding the new moon. So sorry, guys. I'm taking that. And you probably saw it, but see how it relates to the other cards. All right, so I'm gonna get these kind of nice and neat for a second. I will also, well, it's probably too late to say that, never mind. I was gonna say I'll timestamp the shuffle so you can skip the shuffle, but you're already at the end of the shuffle, so if you're still watching, that's kind of pointless. All right, so we have 3 stacks, stack 1, stack 2, and stack 3, and now we're gonna do charms. As part of this reading to enhance the message, to add clarity to the messages. Okay, that was a lot. Okay, that one did not touch the card, I don't think. I'll take this and this, and this. All right, so there are our stacks. I will organize the charms so you can see them better. Feel free to take a moment to decide which stack you would like to, which stack is calling to you for your reading regarding the new moon, August 30th, starting a new cycle. So if you need to pause, take a breath, go ahead and do that. And we'll get started. We're going to start with stack number 1. Move those off to the side. All right. Stack number 1. So we have some charms. This is kind of a wheel. I see like a helm of a ship, okay? And this is the infinity sign with a heart, sun or compass. I see that as a compass this time around. Buddha and a moon. And our cards. I'm going to set that off to the side and we'll get started. Oh boy, look at your cards. We have the World, the Empress, the Tower, the Ace of Cauldrons, Judgment, the Six of Wands, Death, and Strength. Look at all of these major arcana cards. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of 8 of the cards that popped out, 6 of them are majors. Okay, so what I'm really seeing here, is I see something being kind of broken down for you to move forward. I see a new beginning here. I see a great new beginning. In fact, looks like this new beginning is going to be amazing for you. It's really about embracing yourself, being in tune with yourself, taking care of yourself, and being just a nurturing and kind person in general. I'm also seeing that from the Strength card as well. The Strength is, I feel like that's the direction you're going. But I do see this femininity of the Empress in the Strength card as well. This nurturing, caring, like removing the thorn from the paw of the lion. And, I see that as well here. I feel like there is some change coming for you. There is some change in this new cycle. This is the second month in a row where we've had 2 new moons in a month, which doesn't happen that as frequently as you would think. But for it to happen 2 months in a row is kind of, there's definitely something going on in the cosmos, if you feel me. So, but I feel like there's some big stuff going on here for you, big changes. Maybe something that you're not expecting that's going to change, but I feel like it's escape. You're escaping something that you don't want to be in. There's definitely a change here. On the other side of death, you know, you see this flower, and it's just a reminder that that sometimes endings are new beginnings. There is growth from this death. There is, you know, and I'm really drawn to the hourglass, where the time is not up. Like the hourglass still has time left in it. And I feel like that's really just, it's time for you to change something. We have a nice sunrise in the background. We have this rose, and the hourglass. The time is not up. Your time is not up, but it is time to make a change. We need to bring forth a new day, is what I'm hearing. A new dawn, a new day. But I definitely see a kind of a sudden change. It may not be as sudden as you think, but I don't see a whole lot of, I don't see anything leading up to this change. That's what makes me feel like there's kind of an abruptness to it, but it is for the better. You do come out of this kinder and softer, but also stronger. There is definitely a victory here, some praise as well. So I feel like there's definitely a change coming for you. Really not, I mean, obviously a good change. There's definitely something new on the horizon. Again, we have the horizon here as well. I do kind of see a bit of a horizon back behind her too. And, you know, I really feel like there could be a Leo in the picture, or maybe you're a Leo, and this is just confirming because we have we have several characters here. We also have Taurus in here, but being that we have the Lion here and here, I feel like maybe there's a Leo. Either you're a Leo or there's a Leo in your life that is going to help with this big impact. And I see this Leo as a positive influence on this change that's coming for you. But overall, I see a new beginning, a victory, some big changes going on, something that you may not be expecting. Could be an unexpected pregnancy. Very well could be. But I feel like whatever this change is for you, you're going to be happy about it. It is a good change. I don't necessarily see you leaving a bad situation behind. But I do see something. There's some growth here. There's a victory to be had, a new beginning. This victory right next to it, I see the hands in the air, like just praise. Praising the victory is all I'm getting for that. Like there is a victory. Something is changing. Something is shifting suddenly for you. But it is a great beginning. I feel like the only cards, the two cards that are not majors, we're going to look at elements here. We have water, which is emotions and feelings, and then we have fire here, which is, passion or creativity, coming from your sacral area, your sacral chakra. Passion and possibly love. I mean, it could be love interest related, but there's a victory here about it. So I feel like that's what the cards are saying. There's a sudden change here, but it's a positive change. I'm really drawn to the fact that this time is not up. It could be within the confines of your current relationship. If you're in a relationship, I'm feeling that if you're in a relationship, there's a big change coming, but it's not over yet. Okay, it's not over, but this big change is good for you. Whether that be with a Leo or not. I do see that death card represents Scorpio energy. I'm really pulled to that as well. But yeah, maybe a pregnancy could be the relationship. If you're trying, I do see the victory here, and somebody's proud of you. I feel like there's some praise going on here. And it is definitely divinely guided, whatever this situation or journey path that you're on, definitely guided by divine energy. So, that's what I have from the cards. Let's see what the charms add. Let's get these charms out there. Okay. Yes. Okay. So this change is definitely something that's going to be, It's a sudden change, but it's not an upheaval. The word upheaval is coming to me. It's not an upheaval as the tower represents. It's actually it's got some calmness to it. It is a change. It is a big change. But it's definitely, how do I want to say this? It's a calm change. It's sudden, but you don't feel the emotion that is attached to this change is not a hurtful emotion. It's not heartache. It is the change kind of that you've been waiting for. And then we have this wheel over here in front of you, with the Ace of Cups or Cauldrons in this deck. I feel like that before, when I first saw the wheel, I thought of the helm of a ship, kind of cranking the wheel. We also have the world, which is another kind of symbol of a cycle or turning something. But I feel like there's a new direction. Thank you. This spirit says new direction. New direction when it comes to love. New direction. Could still be within the confines of a current relationship. I do see that in here for some of you. If it's not a current relationship, there is maybe somebody coming in that is a new direction for you. Somebody that maybe isn't your typical type, but there's a new direction in the love department. So, and then on here we have two charms. This charm, I love how it's kind of connecting. It's making a bridge between the Empress and the Judgment card, okay? And where I saw kind of praise, this really represents family to me. We have the infinity sign in the heart. We have the infinity sign again over here, which is bringing kind of a feeling of reciprocation, balance, a little bit balance, but mostly just what you're putting out is coming back. If I can kind of draw that with my finger, what you put out is coming back full circle, and you put it out and then it comes back. Okay, that's how I envision the infinity sign in motion. With the infinity with the heart represents family to me, and with the Empress here and the possibility of a pregnancy, if that is your sudden calm change, right? That could be the change that's in the cards for you. It is also bridging to the Judgment card, where I see the divinely guided praise or the angels calling to you, calling forth a son. I mean, that's a very specific thing that could be for someone, could be calling forth a son to the Empress. But also I do see this as a compass, so this may be guiding the direction, again with changing directions. This could also be guiding a direction for you to maybe perhaps meet the person in the future that you may have children with that represents family to you, whether that be a romantic partner, sibling, parental influence, or something along those lines. I feel like this is the guidance here. This represents a little bit of a compass. I mean, very specifically, it could be a son, literally, pregnancy and a son. But I feel like it's a divine guidance into, again, a new direction. Regarding family. And then we have the moon on the Six of Wands. So I feel like this victory overall, I feel like the victory card is a big player, even though the it's not a major arcana. I feel like this is a very important card for your reading. This really shows that it is what you want ultimately, whether you are acknowledging it consciously or if this is something subconsciously that you've wanted for a while. I feel like it's kind of something that's a little bit not really mysterious, but something that you've kept hidden. So it could be something that subconsciously you've been wanting this victory about, but you haven't voiced it. It's something that you have kind of kept to yourself. That could be the pregnancy. I mean, maybe that, you have a partner that maybe isn't ready for that, and you are, and you're kind of secretly hoping for a happy accident, or miracle of some sort. I'm hearing maybe miracle. But you've kind of been tamping that down a little bit to keeping that to yourself because you don't want it to cause an issue. But whatever, I keep tying it back to the Empress, but it could be related to any of these things. It could be a new kind of job situation that you were hoping that you would get, but you didn't want to draw too much attention to it. So I feel like whatever that victory it is, it's something that you've really been kind of keeping to yourself. Okay, so now that we've got those charms up, let's take a look. Here we go at your oracle card. Your oracle card is Love Yourself. I love this deck. It is very to the point when it comes to them. Love yourself. I'm drawn to this card here. Again, also here, loving yourself, taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, keeping yourself balanced, I see here as well. But love yourself. Love yourself first is what I want to add to that. Love yourself first. It's really hard to be in a partnership if you're, a partnership is 1 and 1 equals 2. When you're coming into a partnership 3/4, then, that's not a full partnership. So you got to make sure that you're really taking care of yourself and loving yourself. Loving yourself, and the rest will come to play, I see. So that is stack number 1. I'm going to move on to stack number 2 now. All right. Party music here. All right, stack number 2. We have the seahorse. Ooh, the seahorse, the button, and the picture frame. All right, let's see what these cards are. Ooh, okay. 4 of Wands, 2 of Swords, King of Pentacles. Okay. Ooh, look at how he's looking at her. Page of Rods, which would also be, oh my goodness, my brain is not functioning properly. Wands, I already said that. I don't know why it wouldn't come back to me. We have the High Priest. I'm actually going to put these in this order, and then we have 2 oracle cards. We'll get to those at the end. Okay. All right. So the first thing that I'm drawn to, and I've already said it, is look at the way he's looking at her. Somebody is waiting for you to make a decision. You are avoiding making this decision. You're trying to keep something hidden. I don't know if it's maybe your views, but I feel like there's a little bit of a there's something going on. I feel like this is very specifically related to a relationship. Could be parental, but I feel like more so it is a committed relationship. The reason I say that is from here. This is, like this celebrating a union of some sort, but I feel like there's a little bit of confusion within the union, and I feel like there's somebody's either acting a little bit immature, or there may be even a message coming in. Perhaps that's what you're waiting for to make this decision. And I just said that automatically without really thinking, okay, which card is representing the person who needs to hear this message. So if I say you and refer to a card and it triggers something for you, or you feel like I'm talking to you, then that message is for you. I may refer, it could be because we do have a lot of people here. I feel like I might say that more than once, referring to different cards. So if you feel that I'm talking to you, then that is who I'm talking to. But for you, whoever I'm saying this to, you're having trouble making a decision. Now, feel free to reverse roles if you feel like you're somebody else in here. But I feel like there's a little bit of a waiting. You're waiting. You can't see her arms. I feel like there's something hidden. We have the moon as well, which kind of is the mysterious, like kind of doing things in the dark, secretive kind of thing. And we can't see her arms. We can't see her body at all. So I feel like there's something that's hidden. Maybe you're waiting for some news that in order to choose which dagger to pull, that kind of thing. But I feel like it's related to a relationship. I see this as kind of maybe a couple, maybe not really a very well matched couple, is what I want to say. There's a union here, but it seems very unbalanced. King of Pentacles, gentleman, or energy is energy, male, female, doesn't matter. But kind of heavier on the masculine side, even if it's a female. Down to earth, very kind of maybe a workaholic that is kind of a bold person, but not in a mean or rude way. Bold in character, forward, not afraid to speak their mind kind of person. Again, coming back to this high priest, again with the union, this union, the high priest, these two cards really are screaming marriage or some kind of contractual agreement. Now, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This very well could be a work-related relationship that maybe you're waiting on. Maybe somebody's waiting on some news here about a job that could lead to having to make a decision between two jobs. But I do feel like there's a contract or some kind of certification. I'm hearing the word certification. That could be if that applies to you in a job sense. But I feel like somebody is waiting for some news in order to make a decision, whether that's with a relationship or signing a contract for a job. I'm hearing the word obligation. I don't see obligation. So if the word obligation means something to you, there's an obligation here that I'm feeling avoiding an obligation. Okay, avoiding an obligation. So I feel like waiting for a message or waiting for somebody else to make the decision for you. But there's an obligation or some kind of structure that you're trying to get out of or avoid altogether. But you're kind of still trying to keep things kind of hidden and mysterious. And I feel like this new cycle for you really just has you waiting for something from somebody else. Ugh, I don't like that feeling. Don't wait for somebody else to make your decisions for you. Take the blindfold off. Okay, I'm still going back to this as the watcher. So I feel like that's the main energy from these cards that I'm getting, is somebody waiting to make a decision, whether it's a job or a relationship. But there's some kind of contractual agreement that is being avoided. So let's move on to these charms. This one's a little bit shorter. I only have 3 charms for this one. Okay. Yeah, see, like it just goes so well right there. Okay, yeah, we're talking about a family issue, family partnership. Take it how it resonates. It's a creative contract, something to do with it's not your average contract. It's something different. It's not something that you are used to or that is considered not ordinary, but like your state of, what is that word, the phrase that I'm looking for? Run of the mill. Thank you. It's not your average run of the mill contract. There's some weird stipulations in there. It's a creative contract, and that's what you're trying to get out of, trying to figure out a way or waiting for some news on how to get out of this. But I see the seahorse is it's kind of, I feel like it's telling me that there's a flightiness. I'm seeing a dragonfly, actually, if that means anything to you. But there's a fragility. It's fragile and dainty, and I feel like, okay, I'm hearing time sensitive maybe. There's a fragile window of opportunity. Okay. I'm getting all kinds of unrelated stuff here. Let's try and put it all into one. Okay. So, okay. So there's a contractual agreement that you are regretting signing, or you are thinking that you might regret signing, depending on the time that you're in. Time is irrelevant, right? So if you've already gone through with this agreement, you didn't realize that there was some weird fine print in there, and you're trying to figure out a way out of it. You're waiting for news, possibly, I'm feeling like a lawyer maybe, but could be anyone, waiting for some news on the time frame. There's a small window of opportunity is what I'm hearing. So there's something going on with a contract or an agreement, whether it's with a loved one or a work situation, but it is a time sensitive issue, and it's I'm feeling frail, fragile, a dainty. It's like the way I'm being shown it is kind of like it's see-through and lace, and it's very delicate. So it's really, you're going to have to get in there when the time is exactly perfect for you. So I feel like that's the timing issue. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's family related. There's definitely some family stuff going on here, but it also could very well be work related for a few. So let's get our Divine Energy Oracle. Be patient and admit your vulnerabilities. I feel like we got these two cards in the last reading. Be patient. Okay, so be patient. Divine timing is on your side here, is what I'm feeling from the be patient card. We have a timing issue here. We do. But don't feel rushed. Don't feel rushed. There's a possibility that you rush into something without looking at the details and find out that there was some crafty shit going on in the fine print. And you don't want to get stuck in that. So be patient. Make sure you're reading the fine print if this is the case. Be patient. Be patient, and divine timing will show up for you is what I'm feeling. Admit your vulnerabilities. If this is a contract, I keep going back to that. If this is a contract, right? And you're not too great with like legal languages, or, like, it's just not making sense to you, it's okay to admit that and seek some help from someone, like get a lawyer if you need to get a lawyer, whatever you need to do to make it work in your favor. It's okay to admit when you can't handle something, when you aren't sure about something, and when you need help for something. So that is part, I would say this is advice cards for you if you chose this stack, but I feel like I feel like the timing isn't right, and that you need to be patient and wait for the divine timing to show you, and to be aware of your surroundings, and make sure that you are paying attention to the signs that are being shown to you. Okay, so let's move on to stack number 3. Stack number, decided to turn those around. I don't know. All right, we have the hand, we have the lotus, and we have the lightning bolt. Let's see these cards. The devil, the ace of wands, Four of cups. I see you breaking free from something. Maybe focusing on yourself a little bit more. 10 of pentacles, yes, definitely. Queen of Swords and the King of Swords right next to each other. Love it. Okay, so I see you breaking free of something. You really are. It's time to focus on yourself. This cycle, I feel like you, this is mastery right here. This is breaking free of something and getting shit done. Okay, I see a lot. There's could be an attachment to a person, place, thing, something that it's time for you to let go of. Could be an addiction, if it's time to quit smoking or drinking, or you have a heavier addiction that you need to get some help with. I feel like that can be something that there's a helper here. Okay, mom and dad energy here. Yeah, somebody that could be a couple. There could be a couple, whether it's mom, dad, grandparents, somebody that can help you. I feel like there's some good communicators in your life, but I also feel like this is you. This is you in your relationship, possibly. But there's definitely a new start here. You're breaking free. These chains that bind you are becoming you one. Okay, so where there was two, there was one. Could be an unhealthy partnership as well. And time to I see oneness, oneness maybe with yourself or the universe, or just going solo. But I feel like there's definitely an offering here. We have an offering here. We have an offering here. The hand is up here. Offering of a hand. There is an offering, perhaps coming your way. But I feel like you are pretty content with being by yourself. So it might be time for whatever this crazy attachment is. It might be time for that to go bye-bye. But I feel like you go and you focus on yourself, and you deal with what you have in front of you. You get things in order. You have a particular way you want to do things, and that's where you're going. Once you start in that direction, I feel like you find your happiness. You find your happiness. You gain prosperity. I'm hearing there's abundance in the works for you once you start focusing on yourself and learning how to grow your own. Like wings came into my head, but those are leaves. So however that resonates. But yeah, I feel like once you break free of whatever this harmful or unhealthy or overindulgence is that you have had in the past, I feel like this is in your past, and you have a new future coming, where you either have somebody that helps you that is great communicators, or that you start to manifest this in your life for yourself. And it really could be both. It could be a situation where there are a few people in your life that have been trying to help you out, or that have been guiding you in a little bit, keeping you in the loop. I'm hearing in the loop. I don't know of what, however that applies to you. But that does lead you to prosperity. It leads you to abundance and happiness and being in charge of your shit. So there's definitely a breaking free and starting a new plan, and really focusing on what keeping things in order. I'm hearing, however that applies to you. So let's get these charms and see where they land. I like this reading. I feel like I'm rooting for the underdog here. Like, you were down and out. You were sucked into something that's not good for you. And now, you're breaking free and starting over, and it leads you to a good place. And I see this all within this next moon cycle. So September is going to be a good month for you. Okay, let's shake these up a little bit more. Ooh, I love the way those landed, just right? Again, I had a feeling. So when I saw this, when we first set it off to the side, I'm like, ooh, that's the tower. Ooh, that's the tower. Where's it going to land? Yes, it is time to break down. We're having a tower moment for whatever this addiction, I want to say, whatever this unhealthy or overindulgence is for you. It's time to break that down. That is what gets the tower. Okay, we're tearing that down and we're building something new again. Okay, and we have the Hamsa hand. Could be saying that wrong. I don't know. And as she's meditating, and I feel like that is oneness. That is universal. Again, I said reconnecting with a oneness. I said oneness again. In the beginning, there's a universal energy that you connect with, that you become one with yourself. And the lotus going to the king. And honestly, I'm a little surprised it didn't go more to the queen. And it's on this side of him as well. But see her call, because it's like she's calling forth something she wants to share in that journey. And the lotus grows from the boggy, muddy place, and it's when you come from a place of darkness, then and bloom. And I feel like we have the tower breaking down this darkness, and then we follow it through to the end here, and this is where we end up. We end up a beautiful bloomed, prosperous flower that represents growth and love. And I feel like that's where you end up. You end up mastering your own emotions, your love, you hone in your craft when it comes to speaking your mind and speaking up for yourself even, and knowing what you need and getting that communicated so that you get what you need. You get what you need to bloom and blossom and grow. So I love your reading. I love it. Gorgeous. Let's take a look at these cards. Have faith, retreat. Okay. Again, retreat right next to here. Have faith. Very, very self-explanatory cards. I love these oracle cards. Having faith. Have faith that what you need is coming to you. Not having faith is probably what got you to this dark place. It probably is what drew you in or sucked you in to an addiction or an unhealthy eating habit, or smoking, or not having faith in the universe providing for you, got you here. It's time to have faith. Have faith that this is what's coming for you. Mastery, communicating your needs and your wants, and abundance coming into your life and bringing that in. Having faith that all of that is coming to you will get it there all that much faster. I feel like this is another advice is to retreat. Go within, become one with yourself, so that other things will want to come to you as well. If you don't want to sit with yourself, how do you expect anything else to want to come to you? Right? So retreat, spend some time with yourself, going over in your mind, what is coming to you and what you expect, and having faith that it will show up. Retreating also keeps things that are distracting you from your purpose and your path and what you want out of life. Retreating will keep those distractions out of sight, out of mind, I'm hearing. So I feel like retreating and have faith. Retreat, go within, feel that oneness, maybe do a little grounding work, put your hands on a tree, put your bare feet on the grass, whatever you need to do to kind of feel that oneness with the earth. Retreat, go within, go into the earth, feel yourself and hear your own thoughts instead of somebody else's that have been programmed into your brain your whole life. And have faith that will all lead you to where you need to be and where you're supposed to be. So I want to thank you so much for being part of this reading. And if you liked what you saw, please do give me a thumbs up so I know if I'm on the right path here. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you again for watching. Have a blessed day.